Hi, my name is Paul Warburton. I'm one of the consultants in the private practice section at BCL. I deal with recruitment across a broad spectrum and across all levels, up to and including partner level. I'm here today to talk about business plans and fundamentally, what is the purpose of a business plan? When should you look to prepare one? And how should it look? At its most basic level, a business plan is to identify what your plan is to migrate your clients and your contacts to a new firm. But it's not simply for that purpose, it's also a great mechanism for you, as well as the firm, to assess both historic and anticipated performance of your clients that you would look to bring across and generate moving forward. It's to be remembered that a firm is looking to invest in you in as much the same way as you are in them, and consequently they need to assess on a practical level what the financial return to them will be. It's often feared that a business plan is a guarantee of work when it isn't. It is exactly that, it is a plan. There are inherent risks involved, and that is understood commercially by any firm going forward. So fundamentally, when should you look to prepare a business plan? Well, ideally, right at the start of the process, even before you've embarked on having a dialogue with any firms, especially so before interviews. Why? Well, it gives you a fundamental advantage in approaching that stage, understanding what your position is. It also gives us an understanding of what your position is. And as we are out in the market talking to people, it allows us to be a bit more vocal and understanding of what your position is so that we can refine our approach to any firms going forward. Ultimately, any business plan done at the outset will need to be refined to tailor to the specific needs of a particular firm, but it's fundamental to get that right at the outset. So looking at the content, what are the basic tenets of a business plan? Well, firstly, I would say that on our website there is a template that you can have reference to, and the points that I'll discuss following on from this are also contained in that, and a great point of reference. At its most basic, a business plan is a list of clients, identifying fees to be generated going forward, but in this day and age a lot more is needed for most clients. No two business plans are alike, but often the general structure tends to be the same and can be broken down into 4 distinct headings. The first of those being the current situation, often termed a base. Secondly, objective. Thirdly, method. And fourthly, measurement. Taking each one of those in turn, current situation. This is the aspect where you will look to identify your clients and also what the historic billing has been for those clients up to the point that you're writing the business plan. Often that will be based on 2 years historic billings. That will be both personal billings to you as an individual, but it's also important to look at cross disciplines. What other aspects of the business have benefited from that client relationship? Sometimes it's the case that it's difficult to identify some of those clients for confidentiality reasons, but equally it's very possible to sanitize that information, identifying perhaps the sector area in which that client is involved, the number of employees, simply to give a flavour of the kind of work that they're involved in. It's then important to look at the nature and the strength of your particular relationship, so who you're dealing with. How has that relationship developed? What is the relative strength of it? It may well be that you're a family friend of a director within the business. It may well be that they're a constant source of referral directed from somebody internally. It's important to identify what those strengths are, because that allows a firm to measure what is the likelihood of that business coming across. It's also important to look not just at clients that you're working with at the moment, but also potentially target clients. Who at your current firm could you potentially approach? Also, who at the firm that you're talking to at the moment could you look to approach? Again, that can be tailored as things move forward in the dialogue process with any prospective employer. Second aspect of the business plan then, objective. What are you looking to achieve? How are you looking to achieve that? What are the benefits to your client? What are the benefits to the firm? It's much more of a narrative about what you are hoping to achieve in making the move across to any particular firm. Again, it's important to tailor that in due course to any new law firm. What are the synergies with what they're doing at the moment? The third aspect of the business plan is method. This is effectively the practical application of how you're going to look to move clients across. It's important at this stage to assess how you would go about doing that. What are the practical implications? Who do you need to speak to at your clients to talk about that? It can often be very, very sensitive, but ultimately a firm is going to do its due diligence and want to talk to them themselves. So how are you going to go about doing that? When are you going to do it? All of these are aspects that will need to be considered. Beyond that, look at existing work. You may well have work in progress that you would look to move across. What are the implications of that? Again, what's the associated value of that work as well? Also, as I've said, a business plan is exactly that. It is not a guarantee. There are always risks involved, and it's important to evaluate those risks wherever you can. So from that perspective, have a look at things like restrictive covenants. To what do they extend? What is the time frame? What is the impact? Also look at whether your firm might put you on gardening leave, and equally, what will they then do to try and prevent any work being taken from the business, and is there anything that you can do to secure that or prevent that going forward? Also, look at what your plan is on joining the business. Don't simply assess it purely on the basis of your clients. Look forward and above and beyond that. How are you going to go about doing that? What will you need to go about doing that? If, for example, you need to make an assumption that in 2 years' time to grow part of the business, you will need a junior lawyer to come and assist you, say so. It's not something to be feared. It shows that you're thinking long-term about growth in that particular area. So the fourth aspect of the business plan then is all about measurement. How are you going to measure success within that and be measured against that going forward? Well, this is the point at where you look to make projections moving on. Often it will be easier rather to do that over a 12-month period, but it's important to think longer term as well. So look to develop that over, say, 3 years, for example. Look at what your clients are doing at the moment, anticipate what they're likely to be doing, and equally look at what the existing firm has got planned moving forward. Try and link those figures into the first part of the business plan, the current situation where you've identified historic billings. If you think that a particular client is going to do more going forward, say so and explain your thinking as to why that's going to be the case. Always remember to look at cross-discipline work. Don't simply look at what you're doing, look at other areas that may be able to grow and develop from your clients. In summary, you bear in mind that this may be the first time that you've had to look to do a business plan. We've had a lot of experience in handling a wide variety across a number of other disciplines. We're here to help you. We're here to walk you through that process as best as we can so that you're in the best position moving forward. If there's anything that you need from us, we're always looking to work with you and look forward to doing so. And please give me a call or one of my colleagues a call, and I look forward to speaking with you.